Hello, I'm Martijn Graat and this is Does Logistics Matter? A podcast on trends and innovations in supply chain and logistics. Answering yes to the question today is Karin Hoogvliet, Client Executive Benelux at Extenda Retail's NYCE.LOGIC. In this episode, we talk about global trends in retail and supply chain, the impact these trends have on logistics and the warehouse, and what the warehouse management system of the future should look like. Please enjoy my conversation with Karin Hoogvliet. Karin, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, well, my first question is always, does logistics matter?
I certainly think that logistics matters a lot. Our world could not work properly without logistics.
Yeah, I completely agree. What we're going to talk about today are trends in global commerce and in supply chains, trends in the warehouse. What are the trends that you see currently?
Yeah, good question. The trends that we see currently is that the corona pandemic had a huge impact on how companies has set up their logistics.
Mm-hmm.
And not only because of corona, but also because customer behavior changed in general, but also because of corona. So, for example, due to working from home, due to the digitalization processes in the supply chain, there are increased customer demands. For example, customer demand more flexible solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for example, when they order a product online, they would like to have a check up front before ordering an e-commerce order. They would like to have a physical check. Oh, is that couch, does it have the right color or not? So what we see regularly is that people tend not only to buy either online or physical, but there's more a combination of the two.
Okay.
To be sure they have the right color or whether that couch is available in that store close by, for example.
Are you saying a combination of offline and online, that they go to the store to check out the color and maybe sit on the couch and lay down and say, yeah, I can do an evening of Netflix on this couch, and then go home and then order the couch?
Yeah, it will certainly become, and it has already become more of a mixture of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So then they will have a physical check in High Street, in one of the stores close by.
Yep.
And if it's a good fit, then they will probably order it online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
okay.
That is a trend. What we also see is that the delivery of items, in the recent past, you were already glad that the item arrived.
Mm-hmm.
But it more and more becomes very crucial that the items will be delivered right on the date that you expect will be delivered. And also, preferably also on time.
Yeah.
In a specific time window, for example, not between 8 a.m. in the morning and 12 in the evening, but let's say a time window of 2 or max 4 hours.
Yeah.
Also, what is also really crucial is a seamless return procedure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for example, when you order the phone and it's not the right one because it's huge and it doesn't fit in my pocket, I would like to return it seamlessly. But unfortunately, I didn't have a very good experience in that case.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking from personal experience now.
Yes.
Yeah, the returns processes is, we could fill a whole podcast with with that, I think.
Yeah.
But leaves a lot to be desired still.
Yeah. Actually, I'm tipping all kinds of customer experience. It's always about the end customer.
Mm-hmm.
And the customer experience will get an even more and more important role. The customer is always in a central position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And when it comes to awareness, for example, the customers tend to also look at, is the product that I'm ordering now, when it's applicable. Is that a sustainable product? A good way? Is it a good solution that I'm buying? Or am I just ordering rubbish and when I throw it away, it cannot be recycled?
Yeah.
That is also one of the aspects of the changed customer behavior. And also, can the customer identify himself or herself with the supplier? And that has to do with values, with actually the DNA the company stands for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is also of more importance, more and more. Yeah. Now, what we also see is shortages of crucial raw materials in global supply chains. For example, shortages from items sourced from Asia, for example, China.
Yeah.
And
the whole mess with the shortage of the chips.
Yeah, exactly.
Whole factories at a standstill. Yeah.
Yes. And what we see there as a result of that is that supply chains need to adapt to it because the risk is too high to continue with that. So what we see is a trend to go from global sourcing more to regional sourcing or even local sourcing. And in the recent past, the focus was really on sourcing the cheapest products.
Yeah.
So hence they were sourced from, for example, China at the lowest cost, so that the revenue would be the highest.
Yeah.
But now what we see is that supply chain companies need to spread their risks over more than one supplier.
Yeah.
For example, 3 suppliers, and it will be more expensive, a bit more. It really has to do with risk management, Martijn.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to put all your eggs in one basket? No, you don't want that. You want to spread your risk.
Yeah.
What we also see is that, labor shortages will increase even more. It is incredible, but sometimes people fight for personnel.
Yeah.
And if there's no personnel.
Yeah, no, indeed it's warehouse workers, it's truck drivers, but it's many industries have a shortage in labor.
Yeah, it's actually industry-wide. Eh?
Yeah.
So with regard to warehousing, one of the solutions that is a very good option is an interface to automation.
Yeah.
Where it is possible for repetitive work, that is a great option to interface, for example, with an auto store solution or with robots, or more simple, maybe with a conveyor belt or a Cardex system.
Yeah.
That will save a lot of uncertainties.
Yeah, definitely a way to save on staff. You mentioned a few other trends. So if we would look at these trends again, and we take them and we put them in a warehousing environment.
Yeah.
So what are then the consequences of these trends that you guys see in the warehouse?
Yeah, that is a nice question. The results of these trends in the warehouse, so the WMS trends, what we see is an enormous increase in e-commerce and e-fulfillment. And that also reflects to the changes in customer behavior, of course, the changes we just discussed. Practically, what we also see, and that can be measured very easily, that is a decreased average number of order lines per order.
Yeah.
For example, on average, it's 3 lines per order, let's say. And at the same time, we see an increased number of back orders due to shortages in the global supply chain.
Yeah.
And we also discussed that already.
Yeah.
For example, the parts that are sourced, for example, from Asia.
Yeah.
And maybe in the meantime, the Chinese parties outsource them to a company in Indonesia or in Vietnam, even.
Yeah.
Huh? What we also see is a boost in sustainable energy products due to the war for example, due to the war in Ukraine, but also in general.
Yeah.
And really increase in sustainable products. At the same time, they lack personnel and they have shortages of crucial parts that are sourced globally. And they really need to adapt quickly, Martijn, really adapt quickly to fast growth and to adapt their business process accordingly to this disruptive change.
Yeah.
And we see them struggling, but to be really practical, what they really need here is a WMS system that adapts quickly to those changing needs.
Yeah. So how does the WMS help? So what is it that changes, or how does it support companies that are struggling with shortages and changes in suppliers and back orders?
The system is the WMS system definitely helps with its flexibility and with its ability to make quick and easy configurations or changes in the settings so that we can help our customers adapt to the new situation and the new reality.
Do you have can you maybe tell us an example?
Yes, for example, this sustainability company we are talking about, this is actually kind of a case. We see that they are really struggling with their processes, but at the same time, they said, okay, we need more people. We have shortage in people. We have another reality. We lack so much components. We need to redefine our processes, and it needs to be fast.
Yeah.
And we can support them in the redesign of their processes. We also can help them in a very concrete way to speed up the new reality, the support of the new reality in terms of configurations. We can do the settings, change the settings, or come with an advice to act differently.
Yeah, and so and are these the processes of how they gather parts in a warehouse, or do light assembly, or maybe the things are in back order, and from which warehouse to ship what? Are these the things that we should think about, or is it?
It is about reducing the risks, redefining the processes. When articles go in back order, how to solve it? Well, work with multiple suppliers, spread the risk, source them more regionally or even locally. And that is an operational thing to do.
Yeah.
But we can support that process easily with our configurations. And that goes for many levels, on high level up to the very detailed level.
Okay.
It also can be done on a very, on location level, for example. Yeah, what we also see as a trend, Martijn, in warehousing is that 3PLs want to be able to scale up or down very fast.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you recognize that trend.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that they'd rather scale up than down.
Yeah, but sometimes it happens because they, for example, when you have a very efficient WMS, you can imagine that it is even possible to close one of the warehouse locations when it's not necessary anymore to hire one.
Yeah.
For example, then that's easy. Easy money, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
How does your way WMS support these this scaling up and scaling down?
Scaling up and scaling down has to do with activating. Scaling up means activating another warehouse location then that means the new settings for the new location need to be done. Most of the times we work with templates, for example, when we are in an implementation that can be done really, really fast. But when the implementation has been a long time ago, then we need to adapt the configuration. Or not adapt, but set it according to the requirements. The current requirements.
Because if it's a little bit longer ago, processes have evolved and things have changed or improved, and this new situation needs to be, is programmed the right word? Needs to be programmed.
No, it's not programming. No, configured. Because it is configuration.
Needs to be configured in the configuration, in this new setup.
Yeah, and for example, then the settings can be, it is one warehouse location with, for example, 50 users, and we need a setup with traditional setup with inbound storage, replenishment, picking, shipping, picking, packing, shipping, etc. But for this area, we need a lot of cross-docking as well, and that will be the main part. So we need to configure and facilitate the cross-docking processes really well. And that means a lot of transit, really incoming, straight on to outgoing. And a big...
there's almost no storage.
No physical storage.
No, it comes in and it gets sorted into into outbound lanes, and it leaves the warehouse again.
Yes. And for example, when there's a new warehouse with emphasis of, for example, value-added service activities, then the warehouse need to be adapted based on those criteria. With another layout, with another process, a little bit different. But really, it goes with a setting, for example, cross-docking on or off, yes or no.
Oh, it's that easy.
It's that easy. It is with flags, so to speak.
Okay.
Really nice that you mentioned the word nice, Martijn. That's the name of our WMS.
I know. So, I guess this also matches one of the trends that you said, where order lines are going down, and there's a shift. I think maybe a shift more from people buying things offline to people buying things online, which I guess is the reason that the number of order lines is going down. That means a reconfiguration of a lot of warehouse processes as well, because it's completely different if you're resupplying your stores than if you are running a fulfillment operation.
Yeah, that is true. Completely true. And because of those wide variety of needs of customers in warehouses, it is so incredibly easy to use those settings and to use the right settings for the right type of customer you would like to serve, but also for the type of requirements they have and the flows. What we also see as trends in warehouses that, for example, 3PLs want to have fast client onboarding times. That is really crucial. When a 3PL has a new customer, and we call that a client, that client can be has a very short onboarding process. That is.
It's like a consumer that just ordered a phone. They want to go live.
Have it now.
They want to go live tomorrow.
Yes, and not postpone it to in 2 weeks or maybe in a month. And then what we also see is shortages in personnel, and that is really, we all have to cope with it. It is a very wide trend in all sectors, like we discussed before. And as a result of that, we see a necessity for automation. For example, the interface to AutoStore, robots, and all types of automation. What we also see, and that is your question, the need for a flexible, agile WMS that is highly configurable in order to be able to quickly adapt to the new reality.
Karin, can you explain what it is that makes a warehouse management system flexible?
Of course. Warehouse management system becomes flexible when it's a SaaS solution. Because when you have a SaaS solution, all the functionality is captured in the standard and it's easy to maintain. Secondly, what makes it easy? When it's a modular system, when it's built up based on modules.
Yeah, what you said about the cross-docking is just you turn cross-docking on or you turn cross-docking off.
Or you turn it off.
Yeah.
Yes. And when the customer doesn't need all the extra modules, then we can turn them off and the customer doesn't pay for them. Another way to be very flexible is to work agile. And for example, we work agile and we work with sprints. Those are short times to develop a new functionality from A to Z in total. And we work in sprints of 3 weeks.
So you respond quickly to the customer needs.
Yes, we do. Yes. Moreover, it is really important that the system is developed based on latest technology.
What do you mean with latest technology?
Latest technology, according to the latest technology standards. Couple of years ago, 3 years ago, we decided to completely rebuild our WMS system. We have rebuilt NYCE.LOGIC based on the latest technology standards. And it was it was not a makeover, it was a complete rebuilding of the system according to the latest industry and technology standards. And it includes everything. I mean, being able to deliver a good SaaS solution based on technology. We deliver a platform-independent solution, for example. That is a big change. That was a big change as well. Yes. It facilitates a simple and effective integration platform, and it makes the integration so easy and quick. And it can be an integration, for example, with a TMS system, or an integration to an automation system, for example, an AutoStore system, or
the robots in the warehouse.
The robots yes.
So speaking of robots in the warehouse, if we look to the future, and the future will definitely hold more robots, I think we're clear on that. What are the key components for the WMS of the future?
It needs to be SaaS-based. Anyhow, it needs to be flexible, highly configurable, platform-independent solution. And yes, I would say those are very crucial components of being ready for the future.
Well, Karin, thank you very much for giving us your opinion and your view on the trends, and for getting the listeners ready for the WMS of the future.
Thank you so much, Martijn. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to Does Logistics Matter? For more on trends and innovations in supply chain and logistics, visit our blog at logisticsmatter.com. This podcast was produced by Dimitri Vleugel. The music is based on a sample by Ruggerman and produced by Michael Spengler. This podcast was sponsored by Extenda Retail. Extenda Retail's NYCE.LOGIC WMS was developed approximately 25 years ago. It was recently completely rebuilt from scratch based on the latest technology standards. Their WMS is used to support wholesalers, retailers, 3PLs, e-commerce and e-fulfillment companies across Europe. NYCE.LOGIC has earned a market-leading position in Scandinavia. They are located in Sweden, Norway, UK, Spain and the Netherlands, and further expansion will follow. For more information, visit extendaretail.com.